Scripture teaches us to see worship as something global, even cosmic. For example, Psalm 66, 1-4 urges all the earth to shout for joy, as well as to bow in humble reverence before the Lord. Philippians 2, 10-11 envisions the day when every knee should bow in heaven and on earth and under the earth, and every tongue acknowledge that Jesus Christ is Lord, to the glory of God the Father. Revelation 5, 11-13 depicts the worship of 100 million angels encircling the throne of God. Joining them, every creature in the whole cosmos offers praise and honor and glory and power to Him who sits on the throne and to the Lamb. Yet, many Christians miss the global dimension of worship. We think of worship as personal. It involves intimate communication between an individual and Jesus. Though we often worship with other people, we measure the authenticity of our worship by our own emotional experience of closeness to God. Those of us who lead worship accept the responsibility of helping people grow in their worship. For many whom we lead, learning to experience God in an intimate way is an essential element of this growth. But it is not the end point. There's still more, always more, to know of God and to offer to God in worship. Part of this more, I believe, is experiencing worship as both deeply intimate and profoundly corporate. Worship is something I do personally as a member of the global and universal congregation of God's people. How can we, as worship leaders, expand the horizons of our people so they might understand and embrace the wider dimensions of worship? First, we need to allow the Lord to stretch our own minds and hearts so that we might see worship in a truly biblical, global perspective. We can get so focused on our own particular congregation that we lose sight of the congregation that extends across the earth, even into the heavens. Prayerfully reflecting upon biblical passages we mentioned earlier can stretch your own vision and sense of worship. Second, we can pay closer attention to the words of the songs we use in worship. We should ensure that the lyrics we choose regularly express worship as something offered by all of God's people. In many of our churches, the words we sing to God almost never reflect our participation in a community of worshipers, not to mention the global church. Third, through our words of encouragement and prayers as we lead, we can help people see their worship as part of something much larger. For example, we can read biblical passages that call the whole earth to worship. When leading worship, you should pray something like this: Gracious God, how good it is to be in your presence today. How good to be part of your people across the globe. In every hour of this day and in every continent, your people have been worshiping you this day. How blessed we are to join our voices with those of our sisters and brothers throughout the world. As you seek to broaden the horizons of your people, God will give you fresh, creative ways to do this so that He might be worshiped more fully and so that your people might experience the joy of worshiping as members of God's global family.